So we have been successful expressing relationships as the relationship between a subject and an object. But what if the subject and the object were the same entity type? Then we have a situation called a unary relationship or a recursive relationship. Let's explore one now. You might have noticed that one relationship seems to be with itself. This is the employee supervision relationship. And we can examine this in more depth. But this relationship, which by the way, we can read both forwards and backwards, like every relationship, is between an employee and themselves in a supervisory relationship. Let's explore this further. The unary or recursive relationship is read exactly the same way as every other one. And again, you can read them in two directions. So we will read this one in this direction. Notice that employee is both the subject and the object of the relationship sentence. We would read this as, an employee may supervise many employees. Notice again that the same rules apply. We have partial participation right here. And then we have the many, which is the cardinality closest to the object of the sentence. Notice that there are words on each of the relationship lines to help us understand more the different roles of this recursive relationship. So we have supervisor here. Supervisor is closest to the subject of the sentence. How that would change our sentence would be, as in a positive in English grammar, we would say an employee as a supervisor may supervise many employees. But then we have the other label over here. This label is closest to the object of the sentence. And then again, it would be a positive. And the way we would express that would be to change the sentence to be as supervisees. So in effect, this sentence should now read, an employee as a supervisor may supervise many employees as supervisees. Notice that there is still only partial participation, which is to be expected. Not all employees will be a supervisor. Now, let's read the relationship in the opposite direction, as you can see with the red arrow. This time my partial participation is closest to the employee as the subject, and I'm using the cardinality of 1 closest to the object of the sentence. And the sentence reads, an employee, as a supervisee, may be supervised by one employee as a supervisor. Notice again there is partial participation going on, which implies that not every employee has a supervisor. If you find this strange, think about the CEO of a company. The CEO of a company may be the only person in the entire company not to have a supervisor. But, as we've said, it only takes one exception to change the participation from total to partial.